Welcome to The Deep Dive, the show where we take your sources and unearth the most compelling insights, surprising facts, and those aha moments to get you well-informed fast.
And today we're really diving deep, aren't we?
We absolutely are. We're embarking on a deeply personal and richly layered deep dive using excerpts from Ocean Vuong's novel, The Emperor of Gladness.
Right. We've got this unique opportunity really to explore the intricate tapestry of what seems like an ordinary life in this unassuming New England town.
Exactly. Our mission today is to navigate the raw honesty, the tender fictions, and the surprising resilience we find in these pages.
And hopefully discover what profound nuggets of knowledge might be hidden in, the mundane and sometimes heartbreaking details.
Okay, so let's start by immersing ourselves in the setting. East Gladness, this unnamed New England town, it really feels like a character itself, doesn't it?
Oh, completely. You get this incredibly vivid, almost like tactile picture right from the start.
Yeah, like the wide, deep potholes where minnows dart after summer downpours.
Right. And the WWI Club bar with its very limited vending machine, just Marlboros and honey buns, I think.
That's it. And those brick row houses built for paper mill workers. You can almost feel the history.
And the winters.
Yeah.
Wow. They stretch for what, 7 months? Starting in late September with frost on the courthouse lawns. It's definitely a place steeped in atmosphere.
Yeah, it really sets a mood.
And what's really striking is how the description doesn't, shy away from the town's decay.
Not at all.
We see the beige shack, cars with dented hoods full of crisp leaves, described as relics of mislearning, which is such a phrase.
Mm-hmm. And the river that becomes the morgue of our dreams. It's quite bleak in places.
It is. But then, against that decay, you get these surprising elements of endurance.
Like the main drag. It still seems alive.
Exactly. It glows with 2 Irish bars, a diner, a florist, beauty salon, China Woke, even a hole-in-the-wall taco joint with no name.
And the library. That detail is amazing. Once an armory that housed runaway slaves.
And now it has a bronze statue of Sojourner Truth and a 4'8" Lego T-Rex. You couldn't make it up.
It's like the town itself just refuses to give up,
Totally. And you could feel that history weighing on it.
And it's not just the big historical narratives, is it? It's in the small things, too.
Like the graffiti on King Philip's Bridge, named for the Wampanoag chief.
Yeah, and you see Spy Kids, too, next to Guerra, Los Ricos. It's this layering of time everywhere.
The whole town feels haunted by ghosts, but not just like literal ghosts in the mist.
No, it's the echoes of the past. It makes the hardest thing in the world to live only once, as the text says.
You even see it with the kids hanging out in the Walmart parking lot, drinking Smirnoff in their stepdad's trucks.
Only to realize generations did the same thing, and the Walmart hasn't changed either. It's this strange cycle.
So zooming out a bit, what this description does, this really vivid, almost tactile sense of place.
Yeah.
It just immediately immerses you, the listener. It establishes the setting as a character.
Right. It's not just a backdrop.
No, it grounds all the human stories that unfold. It shows how profoundly linked these personal narratives are to the very ground they inhabit. This place shapes who these people become.
And that sense of resilience, even in decay, that really brings us to the people living there. Let's talk about Hai and Grazina.
Ah, yes. Their relationship. It's quite something.
It really is a surprising kind of symbiotic relationship forged in crisis. So Hai, he's our protagonist, Vietnamese American, born 14 years after the big one, the Vietnam War, it's implied.
Raised by his mother, grandmother Bongai, and Aunt Kim in Hartford.
And he was the first in his family to go to college, Pace University in New York. But things went sideways.
Yeah, tragically. A severe struggle with addiction, oxy, codeine, Percocet, Dilaudid, and the death of his friend Noah.
Which led him to drop out and come back to East Gladness feeling like, well, his words, a loser.
And it's against that backdrop, that personal low point, that he meets Grazina.
On King Philip's Bridge, it's incredibly dramatic. He sees her, she's contemplating suicide.
And his instinct is just to shout at her, which he immediately regrets.
Right. But that intervention, that raw, maybe impulsive moment, it leads him to her house, this creaky rail house.
And sets the stage for their very unusual bond. Its connection born from sheer desperation, really.
And Grazina's world is just as complex, isn't it? Almost like this collection of fragile memories.
Definitely. Lithuanian background, speaks the language, keeps these old Lithuanian magazines.
Her home filled with owl figurines, and she used to be a church choir singer, but a tonsillectomy left her voice kaput.
But the really heartbreaking part is her escalating dementia. particularly the sundowning.
Yeah, where she confuses the present with these vivid, terrifying hallucinations of her past. WWII Lithuania.
Right. Nazis, the Red Army, her brother Christoph, Lake Reykjavik, her parents, a bakery. She's right back there experiencing it with terrifying clarity.
And Hai's response to this, it's fascinating.
It really is. He doesn't try to correct her, does he? He doesn't try to pull her back to his reality.
No. Instead, he adopts the role of Sergeant Pepper.
Right. To enter her hallucinatory wartime narratives. Whether it's Gettysburg or London, depending on where her mind goes.
He uses it to comfort her, basically, to help her make it through these imagined journeys.
Which becomes incredibly poignant when her son, Lucas, tries to move her to a nursing home.
Oh, yeah. Halia helps Grazina defend her home using everyday things, an owl salt shaker, a pepper grenade, as weapons against the Nazis.
It's blurring the lines between their shared reality and her profound delusions in this really active way.
So what's the real takeaway here? What's the insight?
Well, I think it's about how true empathy sometimes requires more than just understanding. It demands immersion.
Joining her where she is.
Exactly. Haley, who feels broken himself, seems to find his own kind of healing, not by fixing Grazina, but by joining her in her reality, her beautiful lies made.
It's not typical caregiving at all.
No. It suggests that purpose can emerge from these really unconventional, selfless acts. It's powerful. Shows that connection can be found even in the most fragmented lives.
Yeah, finding profound depth in unexpected places. That theme carries right over into our next focus, the world of home market.
Ah, home market, work, dreams, and quite a few delusions there too.
Definitely. It's described as a fast casual chain, right? Promising the taste of the holidays without the pain.
But the reality is, well, a bit different. The made by hand slogan hides the fact that the food's cooked, like almost a year ago, in a lab outside Des Moines.
And then just reheated in Insta-boilers to get that kitchen freshness. Yikes.
And they're always busy pushing the Thanksgiving everyday menu, even on actual Thanksgiving.
The irony. And this place, this sort of deceptive setup, is stacked by this incredibly quirky member through.
Oh, yeah. Let's start with BJ Big Gene, 6'3" manager.
With serious dreams of becoming a pro wrestler.
Right. We hear about her practices, her drowning pool entrance song, her secret weapon, Maureen. It's this unexpected ambition simmering under a pretty mundane job.
And Maureen, she's a whole character study herself. Older coworker, bad knees, drinks from a flask.
But then, surprise, she plays the banjo and has these unique philosophies.
The lizard conspiracy theory. Reptilian shapeshifters.
Yep. And believes in different timelines, using C-3PO's silver leg as proof.
Wow. And the novel even weaves in the history of the banjo she plays, connecting it back to slave traders.
And how it was played to keep spirits up on the journey across the ocean. It's these layers again.
Then there's Russia. Young guy, working extra shifts, including graveyard at FedEx.
All dedicated to putting his sister Anna through meth rehab.
I mean, he shares that really unsettling story about the man vanishing mid-step in Constantinople. Just gone.
Creepy. And Wayne, the quiet one, always popping bubble wrap.
But with a laugh that could vanquish depression and an elephant. What a description.
And he also works at a pig slaughterhouse, using a bolt gun for supposedly humane kills. It's these stark contrasts.
These are their lives, their realities, and the work itself is tough. Low wages, starting at $7.15 an hour.
Plus constant pressure from the regional manager, Mr. Vogel, who BJ calls Cheryl.
Right, pressure to boost sales, cut popular items like the cornbread because it's too sugary.
And there's even this intense conflict with the local Speed Peppers pizza shop owner's daughter over home market selling pizza bagels.
It just highlights the raw economic struggle in town, doesn't it? Sounds like a truly unforgettable workplace.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
But what this whole collection of characters and their jobs reveals, I think, is that despite the mundane, often bleak nature of the work, this home market team forms this really supportive, almost family-like bond.
Found family.
Sort of. Their individual quirks, their struggles, their dreams, they reveal this profound depth. It turns this ordinary workplace into this vibrant microcosm of resilience and connection.
Finding community even in tough, unglamorous settings.
Yeah, exactly. It shows how people manage to find meaning anyway.
Okay, so from the home market crew, let's pivot a bit. Let's get into the intricate world of family, identity, and the construction of truth, specifically through Sony's journey.
Right, Sony. Hai's younger cousin, described as neuroatypical, diagnosed with antipsychotics.
And he's got this deep fascination with military history, especially the Civil War, and a habit of making origami penguins, which is quite endearing.
It is. But the core of this part of the story really unpacks this central lie, a fabrication created by Aunt Kim, Soni's mother, while she was in prison.
The story about Soni's father, Min, that he was a war hero, a commando with a wound from the Viet Cong.
Who supposedly left a diamond for Soni in Vermont.
But the truth is just painful. Min actually died in a car bomb.
And the diamond.
Yeah.
Just a tiny piece from a ring found at the site. Not from a war wound at all.
And even the supposed wound itself, the story says it wasn't from enemy action, but from a grenade snagged on an American soldier's belt loop. Just tragic irony.
And Aunt Kim kept this whole hero story going purely for Soni's comfort.
Which leads to this incredible journey. Soni, completely believing this narrative, sets out on this determined diamond crusade to Vermont.
Accompanied by Hai and the home market crew, no less. To find this mythical diamond and reunite with the father he thinks is still alive.
And the moment of confrontation with the truth at Devil's Den in Vermont, it's so poignant.
Yeah. No car wreck, no skeleton of metal, just a circle of blackened leaves where his father's car supposedly crashed. That's it.
It just raises so many questions, doesn't it? Especially when you parallel it with Hai's own lies.
Right. Telling his mother he's attending medical school in Boston just to give her hope.
The novel itself talks about this idea that truths don't ever change, only lies do.
But then paradoxically, it suggests incredible things can come out of lies.
It really explores how we create and cling to narratives, true or false, just to cope, right? As sources of identity, anchors in a confusing world.
Definitely. Soni even says he prefers NASA, the real kind, not make-believe like Star Trek. He said, my mom likes make-believe, but I hate it. It makes things wobbly. Yet he's living inside one of the biggest make-believe stories.
So what does this mean for us thinking about this?
Well, I think this segment really invites us to reflect on that complex, often really messy relationship between truth and fiction, especially in families, and in shaping our own identity.
It shows how stories, even the manufactured ones, can provide meaning, comfort, maybe motivation.
Especially when reality is just too harsh to bear. They become these powerful acts of love, maybe misguided, but still shaping how we see ourselves in the world.
Okay, so that brings us to our final segment. We're looking at endings and new beginnings, holding on and letting go in East Gladness.
And this really centers around Grazina again, doesn't it? Her decline speeds up.
Yeah, it gets more rapid, and her son Lucas eventually does succeed in moving her to a nursing home.
And her Mai's final act of caregiving for her. It's profoundly touching.
Giving her the money from Jonas's tin box, her secret diamond, and framing it as her finally reaching America.
Her final state is left a bit ambiguous, but somehow hopeful. Even as her memory fades, her focus just shifts to new, imagined realities. It's a letting go, but maybe not entirely tragic.
And this departure, this letting go of Grazina, it really resonates with Hai's own internal struggles, doesn't it?
Absolutely. He still feels like a loser.
Yeah.
He's still battling his addiction, secretly keeping those delodeds he found earlier.
He has this realization that his ghost is in pieces, scattered in places he's snagged himself.
He's grappling with these huge questions like how to be, and how does anybody stay here? He feels lost, disconnected, but still searching somehow.
Yet, even with that sense of being lost, there's this powerful, recurring motif of connection that keeps coming back.
That simple act of writing okay on each other's cheeks with their fingers, Hai and Soni.
Yeah, it's like this quiet, profound symbol of mutual affirmation. I see you, you're not alone.
And Hai has that realization, too, that there's so much room in a person for others. It fosters this sense of belonging, even when he personally feels adrift.
That scene with the homeless man eating BJ's cornbread really captures that, I think. This shared humanity that cuts across circumstances, connects strangers.
Exactly. So what this final segment really underscores, I think, is that while things might not drastically change in East Gladness,
right, the struggles continue. The landscape is pretty much the same.
There is this quiet, profound perseverance. The spring comes back, the work goes on, and the characters find these small but meaningful moments of connection and purpose.
It suggests that goodness isn't some grand fixed state you achieve.
No, it's more like a continuous act of just showing up, of caring, of finding purpose in the ordinary, often difficult moments. It's about enduring and finding a quiet beauty in that ongoing cycle.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the Emperor of Gladness, it feels really clear that even in a place that seems quiet, maybe overlooked,
lives are unfolding with this really epic scope, full of struggles, surprising kindness, and these powerful narratives we weave for ourselves and each other.
We've seen how resilience shows up in really unexpected ways, haven't we? From a manager's wrestling dreams to a family's comforting fictions.
All striving to make sense of the past
Yeah.
and just endure the present.
Yeah.
And what this journey through the novel ultimately invites us, and you, our listener, to consider is maybe this. What if that act of creating and believing in beautiful lies, stories that offer comfort, hope, or purpose, what if that's not a weakness? What if it's actually a fundamental human strength, something that allows us to endure and connect, especially when the truths of the world are just too painful to bear?
That's a powerful thought.
So the question for you is, what stories do you tell yourself or believe from others that give your life meaning, and why?
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive. We hope you've gained a new perspective and perhaps a little more grace for the narratives that shape us all.